14 to be able to step out of that box and think for yourself and create what you think is right, as I'm talking to alpha males.
That's exactly right, man. We have to be creative, as you know. I mean, I also got in on that one, man. I watched probably like the first hour of it, and man, it was on time. So anybody who gets a chance, get on YouTube and check that out. It was called The Corporation again, right?
Yes, The Corporation. What was it? The Corporation, the pathological pursuit of profit and power. So
right.
You know, if you want to check out, you know, a good breakdown of the paradigm we actually living in right now, that shows or what's being portrayed. I'm not gonna say what we're living in because, as I said, you know, I'm speaking to the man who's looking to do for himself. I'm speaking to myself.
Right, exactly. And man, when like it breaks down the whole thing about how corporation is seen as an entity. You know, when you incorporate, they say that corporation is an entity, and so that entity is not a physical body. Again, like I was saying, the money, power, and respect. I had broke it down even on 3 different levels. Like money, that's your physical body or your earth. Power, that's going to be your astral body, right, or the air. Like it was speaking about in the Circle 7 that you read. The power is the air. And then respect, that's going to be the mental body, the mind, or the emotions. So these guys, if you watch Corporation, you'll see how they created theirs. And as you said, it's the form of a psychopathic person because they're not drawing on the same astral principles that we're drawing on. So no, we can't breathe with their air. But we can't breathe with their air, and I think the second thing that we're doing is we're trying to attack on a physical level. What we have to do is change the air. We have to change the air that we breathe, so then we can address this money, power, and respect situation on the physical level. Because like I said, money, power, and respect is going to have a lot to do with how you exist in the world, how your family exists in the world, and how you're able to maintain and create relationships. Now, they're coming from a place where the bottom line is all they're worried about. But where we need to come from, I believe that where black people, soul people, spiritual people should start is with the astral. We need to start in the astral. And really an answer for black people is an answer for everyone. So anyone who's listening to this show can use this, you know, to your own ability. But, you know, we got to clear the resistance. And we just gotta straight come with the working from the astral place. So what do we start with? We don't want to be out there ruining people's families, using people up, taking the money and then running off. So we gotta start with what are those values on another level that are tried and true that will help us and that will translate into the physical. And they're really humble values, things that people don't value anymore. Like modesty, fairness, generosity. These are things that they don't have in their corporation the way that they built them. The other ones that I came up, self-discrimination, being able to define yourself, empathy, thinking about other people, willpower, get up and do something, finish it to the end, endurance, you know what I mean? Those kind of, you know, when times get tough, still standing for the same thing. We start with that power coming from the astral place there, right? And embody those things because of the law of fate, which, you know, everybody is all up on that law of attraction. But there's also, if you read the Kabbalion, a lot of Imhotep, you know what I mean, just Google the Kabbalion and check that out. You'll find out there's a lot more laws than just the law of attraction. And one of those laws is the law of cause and effect or the law of fate. And that is the first step to power, becoming a master of the law of fate and defining what true power is. Apply that to their, you know, to their template, their business template, and then you will start to reap the money and the respect.
Wow. Well, that right there was definitely a master lesson. what do you say about respect, though? What do you say about respect? How do you feel? Because that's something, personally, I've always thought was something that was outside of self. You can have reverence for somebody, or use the word respect for somebody, but in the terms of what somebody is actually thinking about you, is that their business or is that your business?
I honestly got to say, man, in my days of living, I really have come to find out that respect is respect is your business. Respect. The only respect out there is self-respect. Dr. York used to break the word respect down like as in to do again, and spect, like spectacles, to look. So to look at something again. So if you're out there and nobody respects you, you see them on reality TV, Atlanta Housewives and all this, these grown women fighting each other because they feel disrespected. But where the respect is somebody, they might think of you in one way, but to gain their respect, you have to have the power to make them look at you again. Also, respect is the ability to influence other people. And I think this is where people think the respect is coming from the outside, because if, people respect Michael Jordan as a ball player, if he gets you on the court, you got to respect that. You have to respect that. But in other things, people may not respect him as much for other character traits. But Michael Jordan, if you ever hear him talk about himself, he has a great self-image, and he holds himself in high respect in all things. So respect, in my opinion, comes from the inside. But this money, power, and respect thing, from the way it's glamorized and sensationalized, it seems like all of this stuff is outside of us. But all of this stuff is inside of us, and we're just not aware of the power that we can tap into. We're so unaware of this resource. And I read, it's like it said, there's a parable of the farmer who moved to the city, and he lived in the dark because he just didn't know how to use the sockets. And that goes into the Bible, the light shineth in the darkness, but the darkness comprehends it not. And that's the money, the power, and the respect. Just from listening to Bobby Hemming and all that, is all the melanin, it's all the darkness, the pineal gland. So we should all be celebrating that it's all inside of us, money, power, and respect. You have to take the money and you have to replace it with value. And that's when you get into the values that our parents taught us: modesty, generosity, do unto others, faith. So you start with that power right there, right? And then it's probably going to, then it could move to either move to respect or money, just depending on how you apply that from the astral plane. But respect, in my opinion, starts from the inside. What do you think, Rab, man?
Man, I think you deserve a Funk Flex bomb on that one. I mean, really, the lessons is coming down to, we're facing things out on the surface. But you got to really realize, you got to have that Bruce Leroy glow. You got to realize you are the yogi. And when I say yogi, people think of yoga, something, just the movements. But actual yoga is the connecting of breath with your movement. So from the very beginning, we talked about deep rhythmic breathing and making that part of your everyday life. That helps turn on that light on the inside that you say that shines in the light, that shines in the dark, and you know what I'm saying. But that cuts on that light right there once you start to connect with that breath right there. So once again, money, power, respect, start with the breath. Start with the self. Start when you wake up in the morning, communing with that invisible air we just talked about, Unity Show, that's what it's all about. Solution-based.
Solution-based, no doubt, no doubt. Like you said, commune with that air. Commune is the same as respecting. Going back, look at it again. Respect yourself, you know what I mean? Respect yourself. Look at yourself again. Commune with yourself. Talk with yourself.
And that's where it's at.
That's what's up, man. Well, the Unity Show, we dropped that one right there, man. Like y'all know, you're going to see it posted. We appreciate everybody who tunes in, checks us out, man. We're just trying to give y'all a whole different way to look at things so you don't get caught up in the propaganda that's out there that they feed you, man. And so we can see more strong black alpha males out there making a difference, man, because a lot of young cats out there is thirsty, man. So y'all niggas get on here and get this Unity show, get you a nice cold drink of ice water right here when me and Rab is in your ear, trying to pump something a little different.
I ain't mean to cut you, man, but something you said earlier, man, I definitely want to chime in on that before we go, man. For all the listeners out there, man. A solution for the American black male is a solution for the world. Y'all know we got great hearts. You already know that. The black man has a great heart, and they would do right with the right information and operating how they supposed to. You don't teach a dog to be a cat, in the words of KRS-One.
No doubt. Ain't no way we can be cats. And then you'd be surprised when we be barking and peeing on your sofa and every third thing. But y'all don't, definitely young men, don't be the cats. For real, we're going to show y'all how to get the money, the power, and the respect on your own terms. Remember, money could translate to value, right? Power, that could translate into your thinking, the way you thinking. And respect, it just comes down to communing with the inner self. Respect. Look at yourself. Look at that dude over there who you feel like you finna disrespect. Take a look at your brother again before you do something crazy or whatever, or before he makes you respect him. So that's the Unity Show, that money, power, respect. Rab, man, I appreciate it. This was a long time coming. I think this is gonna be one of the turn the corner episodes for us right here.
No doubt. Ace One.
Hey, Rab, till next time, folks. That's that money, power, respect. Y'all take it easy. That's the Unity Show. Shalom.
Shalom.